afternoon and welcome to a new video. I am starting this video in the middle of Madison Square Park. It is very lively. If you can hear in the background, there's live music. Everyone is outside enjoying these beautiful 80s, and that just really sweetened the deal. A little Empire State shot. So today's video is going to be a Q&A, and I thought I would make it a little more interesting by actually doing it around the city. So we're in the Flatiron, and I've picked a few questions for you guys to answer, and we are just going to meander while I answer these questions and hit up a few spots I have bookmarked, so we're multitasking. Okay, I found a spot in this rock garden, and I can hear crickets and jazz music and dogs barking and people conversing, so I hope that you can hear me. But it's a really nice vibe. It's late afternoon in Madison Square Park, and everyone is outside enjoying. I thought that we could start with the most basic of questions that you guys always ask me, which is, who are you? What is your background? What do you do? So if you don't know me, my name is Chantal. I am in my 30s, living in New York City with my family in Brooklyn, and I love to explore, and I love to take you guys along with me. By day, I am a product manager at a construction tech company. I studied architecture, which is partially why I'm so passionate about living in New York City. By every other time, I make YouTube videos about New York City, things to do, neighborhoods to see, my favorite coffee, shopping, you name it. Basically just all very focused on life in the city. I really appreciate that a lot of you guys watch these videos and love when you talk in the comments about your favorite spots, whether it be here in New York or where you live. I am not originally from the States, so I get a lot of questions about what other language I speak, which is German. I moved to the States when I was 10, finally landed in New York City because of grad school, and it just stuck. Once the city and I got over our initial kind of hesitation, which had to do a lot with being a student and not having a salary, it has just been love. I just couldn't see myself leaving New York, and we've settled here. We've tried several different neighborhoods. Finally moved into our apartment in Brooklyn, which has been the longest we've lived in any place. I think we're going on year 5 or 6 there now, and if you're curious about what that looks like, I'll leave a link to the apartment tour above. We've also lived on the Upper West Side and in Long Island City, so we've seen several boroughs, but Brooklyn just ticks all the boxes for us. And it has parks and playgrounds. Luca loves it. Coffee shops on every corner. But I also love coming back into Manhattan and exploring, so I always keep a list of all of the things I love to do on my phone. And that's really how this YouTube channel grew and came to be. 2 years after I had Luca, who is now 4, I just thought I need to get back to the things I love to do. Sometimes when you're a first-time mother, it can just take over, and it did for me. And so I had to hit pause and say, what do I really love? And I really love going around the city. So I started this channel as a way to share that, as a way to push myself out of my comfort zone and do that solo a lot of the time, and even try some solo traveling. You guys seem to love these videos. I gave it a year, and by the end of that year, we were 27,000 people here on YouTube. Now we are getting close to 60,000, which is so exciting. And by now I must have been to hundreds of cafes and shops and restaurants here in New York, and it's never gonna get old. And while we're talking about going all around the city, I want to say a word from today's sponsor, which is Surfshark. Surfshark encrypts all of the information sent between your device and the internet, which keeps it safe from big companies and cyber criminals trying to steal your data online. I have been using Surfshark for over a year now. Anytime I walk around the city, work from a cafe, or even while traveling, both on my phone and on my computer. And it just takes a few seconds to connect, so it really just runs in the background. It is super easy. So if you're a girl on the go like me and you use public Wi-Fi networks, public networks are super risky. Surfshark provides you with that peace of mind by encrypting your data and keeping it safe from bad actors. But it's not just all about safety. Surfshark also helps you travel virtually to over 100 different countries around the globe. It's able to swap your real location with a virtual one, and it's a great way to unlock streaming content on platforms like Netflix. I mentioned that I grew up in Germany, and some of my favorite shows are in German and not available here in the States. And I just love that I can use the VPN not only for encrypting my data, but also for something so fun. Now it's your turn to stay safe. Go to surfshark.com/NewYorkPlease or use my code NewYorkPlease at checkout to get 4 extra months free of Surfshark. I have found another beautiful spot in this park at the picnic tables in the front with a view of the Flatiron, which unfortunately is still in construction fencing. I would love for them to remove the scaffolding, but we have no idea when that will be the case. This building seems to be auctioned off and on to different people and has just been sitting around in the state for some time. So if anyone is listening, please, New Yorkers would like their Flatiron back and release it from the clutches of this ugly fencing. Now, enough said about that. I have gotten a fair amount of questions about baby number 2. It is now impossible not to notice that I am pregnant, and we are expecting our second child. It is going to be a boy. I am very excited, and yes, we kind of have a name. And the way that we've gotten that name is I've had it since the beginning. And I've had to ask Jackson 3 times a week how he's feeling about it to get him up to, yes, now I potentially agree. We've also asked Luca, who was very confused about why we would pick this name, because apparently there's already one of these in New York City, but to be honest, with 9 million people, repeat names are bound to happen, so sorry. I also asked Luca what he would like to name our child, and his response was Monster Truck Mini and Couch. So perhaps a middle name, but he has lost first name privileges. And we have been busy getting the apartment up to snuff. So again, if you saw the apartment tour, you'll know that we have renovated our space to fit 4 instead of 3 people now. I just went to Connecticut to grab all of our baby stuff in storage. My parents' house thankfully has a closet we can use. So we have been bunkering all of Luca's things from when he was little to be able to reuse it for baby number 2. And now I basically just need a diaper bag and bottles and like a first outfit. I don't need that, but you know, you want it. I want it to take photos in. So we mostly have all the things ready for this baby to arrive. We just need to do a lot of washing and put the clothes away that we already have. My friends have also had babies since then, so I've gotten a few hand-me-downs. We are in a much better spot this time, much more prepared, which is good because I am now 33 weeks pregnant and Luca came at 34. And we are manifesting a full-term baby over here, but I'm just saying that mentally I'm ready. Whatever happens, happens. We're just hoping it doesn't happen until the due date. So a lot of you asked me if I have any other boy names that I love or girl names, and I do. But until this baby comes out of the oven, I'm not going to share what we're going to use. And in case we change our mind, I will hold on to them for now. But yeah, I have a ton of girl names. They just won't come to any use. One question I got is, are you taking maternity leave? And yes, I am taking maternity leave from my full-time job. So I get 4 months, which I'm incredibly lucky here in the States. I will not be going back to work before the end of the year. Basically, it'll be a clean exit through 2025, and then 2026 I will return to work. For YouTube, it'll be a reduced schedule, so I don't think I'm going to drop off altogether, but it will probably be about 2 videos a month because I really want to document this journey and the way that babies grow so fast and change so quickly. So I think I'll bring you guys along and share a little bit of how we grow into being a family of 4. We'll do this next one on the go because now we are going to head to one of my favorite coffee shops They have a new location in the Flatiron that I haven't been able to check out yet. It's not that new anymore, I just haven't been here in a while, so it's new to me, and I thought I'd take you guys along to check it out. But the question is, are you having a baby shower? And yes, we are. I am in the midst of planning, and as per usual, something that could be extremely casual has torpedoed into me going all out, and we are essentially organizing a cute park picnic that I have been getting some supplies for, and location scouting, and even designing some signage. So I'm just having a lot of fun with this and making it a creative thing, and that is happening next week. So we are getting close. We are getting very close, and it's mostly just a sprinkle because we've had a baby shower before. We don't really need anything, and we just want to see our friends before we disappear into the baby bubble. Devostion was absolutely fabulous. I think that this location might be my second favorite in terms of design. It's stunning. The first one being the one in Williamsburg, the original one, because it has the plant wall and skylight and it just can't be beat. But the second one is really, really pretty. There are so many more in the city, and it's definitely number 2 for me. Then I stopped into Rizzoli, which is one of my favorite shops to browse for books. And now we are headed to Malin and Guts because there's a candle I have my eye on, and they happen to have a location here in Nomad. So we're gonna step in there. But before we do, let's do another question, which is, what are your favorite and least favorite things about New York City? And my favorite thing is definitely the amount of things you can do here in the city, how busy it gets. It's just never boring. It's always high energy and usually good vibes. So I just feed off of that energy and I love it. But my least favorite thing is definitely trash management. You can do better, New York, especially Brooklyn. We throw our trash on the street. 3 days a week, we take out our trash bag and it just goes on the corner. There's no dumpster in our building, and many buildings don't have them, and these trash bags get picked through, they get torn open, and gets everywhere, so it's real messy. And that's definitely my least favorite thing and my biggest bone to pick. But how can you beat this? I could never move. And I know y'all asked me where else I would live if I didn't live in New York City. It'd probably be another city. London, Hamburg, but the vibe here in New York is just unparalleled. So I don't think I could give it up. And I definitely couldn't move to the suburbs like Connecticut. Love where my parents live, love going there for a weekend, but I need at least 10 coffee shops in walking distance, so New York it is. my candle, very successful. I actually smelled dark rum in a restaurant bathroom and couldn't get out of my head, so it has come home with me. And now I wanted to pick up the thread from the last question. I know I mentioned that having access to cafes is one of my favorite things in the city, so I thought I'd give you guys my 5 favorite, and that is Rhythm Zero in Greenpoint, Say in Bushwick, Do Not Feed Alligators in the West Village, Arcane Estate, also in the West Village, and Early Eve, which is in Bed-Stuy in the neighborhood that I live in. All amazing for different reasons. Some of them for the design and the vibes, but all of them for the coffee. So if you are in the neighborhood, you should definitely check any of these out. And now we're headed to a rooftop event, which I am a little bit late for, but it is on for another hour, and I have never been to this rooftop. It's called Glass Ceiling. Very excited because it's actually the perfect weather for this. The event was so lovely, and now I've come back to Madison Square Park, which is right here, and Eataly, because I think I might go into Eataly and grab a few chocolates. I've been craving like little pick and mix chocolate situations, and they have a really great sweet selection. But before I duck in there, another question was, what are my favorite day trips from New York City? And there are 3 that come to mind. One is the Hamptons. I'll link the vlog. And you can do it by train or by car. If you take the train, you take the LIRR, and we took it from the Jamaica stop all the way to the Hamptons. It goes all the way to Montauk. We got off at East Hampton because there's plenty to do within a walkable distance, or you can take a really quick Uber ride to hop around, even a beach. So it ticked all the boxes. It's $40 round trip, so about $20, $25 if you're going off peak per direction. And once you get there, like I said, it's easy to get around, but if you have more spots in the Hamptons in mind and you want to go town hopping, I recommend a car. But that can take around 3.5 hours depending on traffic to get over there. So it's a lot of active driving time. And the train is about 2.5. But obviously you have to kind of get the subway to the train and things like that. So both are really viable options, though, and I was very surprised at how easy it is to use public transport to get to the Hamptons. My second favorite thing to do is to go to upstate New York. And again, if you really want to explore, you need a car, and you can rent that easily in the city. But you can also take the Metro North to Cold Spring and Beacon, and there are hikes and cute main streets and art museums like the Dia Beacon that are very easily reachable that way. And I've done this before as well. If I vlogged it, I will link it, but I can't remember. And it's just a really lovely way to get out of the city and get some amazing views of the Hudson. And then third is coastal Connecticut. There are plenty of beach towns to go to. You guys know I frequently show them in my vlogs because my parents live up there. So whether it's Madison or Mystic or Guilford or Brantford or any of those, again, this one you do really need a car for. Even when we take the train, it only goes to New Haven, and that is the Metro North. You can take the Amtrak to the shoreline, and then you still kind of need a car to get around, or an Uber. So it's doable, but it's definitely more convenient with a car. And I will link at least one vlog that has some coastal Connecticut content, but it's sprinkled throughout because I go there quite a few weekends a year. So just keep watching the vlogs if you're interested in seeing how cute that is. If this wasn't a cravings haul, I don't know what is. Super random mix of stuff, olives, tiramisu, chocolate, but I'm very excited to eat all of these things at home. But before we head home, I have time for a couple more questions, and I think battery life. So the first one is, what pieces are you excited about for fall? If you enjoy any of my outfit videos, you know that I love putting together capsule wardrobes with some staples, and honestly, I'm just excited to fit into my clothes again. So I'm looking forward to wearing the things that I have been collecting over the last few seasons. I love fall. I'm a fall baby. Fall fashion is my favorite, and so I feel like I already have a lot of the pieces, not necessarily eyeing new ones, but some of my absolute favorites that come to mind are the Cezanne trench coat, the Dehange belt, the trench I have from Frankie Shop, and really all of their jackets, they can do no wrong. And then like a good pair of loafers. And I'm excited to wear jeans again, so we'll see how fast that happens, but I am looking forward so much to fall fashion because I'm starting not even to fit into these dresses anymore. We are getting up against crunch time, guys, and things are getting tight on the belly, so I'm just looking forward to wearing my own clothes again. And then the last question was, how do you film? And I have a very light gear setup. I use my iPhone 15 Pro. I use an external mic on my iPhone and a lavalier mic type thing that is wireless, like you saw me using today from Rode. I also have a MagSafe tripod, which I set up to self-shoot with a little clicker, and that is Bluetooth, and a little Octo Buddy, and that's it. It has to fit in my tote bag. It has to be able to be carried all day long. So I have probably the lightest setup I can think of, and I will leave all of the things linked that I can. I have an Amazon shop where I have a little playlist if you are looking to get started, and I'm also out of breath. So I think I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for watching, and if you have any more questions I didn't answer, leave them down below, and I will see you guys in the comments. Bye!